Yep, we are live. Okay, switch to chat. Alright, so we can see now our comments. Hi, Ron. Alright. Do you want me to move this here so we don't get distracted? How's that?
Fine.
Alright, so here we are for our weekly meeting. Okay, we have 4 viewers. Should we wait a minute yet? How many people do you think know that we have to actually do this on Facebook Live? I mean YouTube Live.
I don't know.
Did you know we do it on YouTube Live?
I did.
Everything we stream is streamed to YouTube Live.
Automatically?
Yep.
You don't have to do it?
Nope. Okay, we have 9. I'm just getting set up while you sit there quietly and not talk. And hi, Jason. Hope you had a good weekend too. All right. So we should probably repeat the joke later because none of the people are knowing it. Alex, what do you call an Irishman with no arms and no legs on a pool table?
I don't know, Walter. What do you call an Irishman with no arms and no legs on a pool table?
Ricochet. Rick O'Shea. I was laughing when I saw that one.
That's funny.
I love the no arms and no legs jokes, and I never heard that one before. Did you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I think our meeting will be a little bit more subdued than it was last week. What do you think?
Well, yeah.
We're not angry this week. Not yet. And there she goes. Nice way to hide that yawn. Did you hear it, though?
I don't feel good. Again, I have to tell you.
Why do you have to keep telling me that? I know you don't feel good. Is that why you
Because
yawn?
you're like, do this, do this, do that, do that.
Do you guys yawn too when you don't feel good? Is that an indication that you don't feel good? So every time you yawn, I'm to assume you're not feeling good?
Just get on with the meeting, please.
Our shout out is to all of our veterans. It's not Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day. So that way we can remember those who died. So that way we can have our, gave their lives. So that way we can have our ability to, our freedoms, such as freedom of speech. And
You definitely take advantage of that one.
how so?
The dirty jokes you tell sometimes.
Did you ever see my Facebook feed?
No. I don't. I can't remember the last time I was on Facebook.
You should read my Facebook feed. It's pretty interesting.
Anyway.
It's edgy sometimes. Our upcoming event is our team captains qualifier and our Jack and Jill straight to Vegas. So
What are you doing with those tournaments?
Well,
For Jack and Jill?
I have the race chart ready to go. You have to approve it
Why do I have to approve it?
because I want your opinion on it. Because you are a qualified tournament director.
Does that mean you're going to take more people? Or are you
Yes,
keeping
we
it
should.
at 36?
We should be able to take more people
How
now.
many more people?
We'll have to talk about that. What are you looking at?
I think I saw a balloon float across the street.
Are you serious? Is it Melvin first on the waiting list for the Jack and Jill?
I don't have my phone.
I think we're going to jam them all in.
He's up there. There's like a dozen.
What do you want here? I'll show you what it looks like.
I mean, not during this. Everybody's just waiting for you to get done.
Well, they like to. How do we get on the wait list for Jack and Jill? How many are on it right now?
Probably a dozen. I don't know that we can really take more than that. I don't know. When is that? Saturday or Sunday?
The Jack and Jill is Sunday. Okay, so you keep talking while I do this.
Don't you think with all those people will be there till 2 in the morning? I mean, I don't care. I don't have to get up for work.
Me either. I don't care. But there's a lot of people I want to play.
And we'll have to talk about it. We need to make a decision today.
Payout challenge. You keep talking while I look for this. While I look for this.
Well, can I just go read that?
Okay, go ahead.
I can't. You're cutting half of it off. Oh. So the new team manual is available in the app. When you open it, right at the end of the table of contents is a click here button, and that just shows you what the notable changes were. Like it'll have a paragraph there, and then whatever's in the book, is the correct version of that. It's good for 3 years. Please read the general rules and game rules from page 20 to 56. 90%, I'd probably say more, 95% of the questions that we get or the arguments that you guys have out in the field are because you don't know your rules. So if you're a captain, you should know your rules. Read the book. Just leave it in the bathroom. Print it out. All right?
I agree. And half of them don't even know where it is yet. It's in the app.
Yeah. So you're shortening the race.
So for example, 2 10s playing would be a race to 4, and now it would be a race to 3. The only questionable one is the 8s. When 2 8s play each other, whether it's going to be a race to 2 or a race to 3.
It should be a race to 3.
I agree.
I think 9 should be a race to 3 too.
They are, yeah, well, yeah. They're normally a race to 4, now they're a race to 3. So I did shorten them up quite a bit.
Okay, are you doing this on CompuSport?
It will be on CompuSport.
Okay.
So, no, Melvin, you're not being a pain. A lot of people want to play. The problem with the Jack and Jill is everyone plays like turtles. That tournament starts at 9 in the morning and ends at 2 a.m. because people play slower than molasses in January. That's the problem. It's not that we can't get them in. So we'll shorten up. I say we shorten up the race chart and let whoever wants to play.
I don't know. It's just a shame that we only get one spot.
That's a big problem too.
That's a big problem too. So you're going to be there for potentially 16 hours trying to play for one spot.
I mean, if we take it to, well, we only have 9 tables. So if we take it, let's say we take it to 45, which is 9 more, which is what's waiting. Now you can 18 teams. It's 2.5 rounds till some of the teams get to a table, which is okay if they don't take an hour and a half to 2 hours per match. I mean, that's the problem. And you have players that don't give a flying fuck if the tournament takes that long. They putter around the table, they stop, they look at the balls, then they're like, well, let's take a timeout now.
You know who you are.
Now I'm going to take them out, and then I'm going to take a minute and a half per shot. Oh, we know who they are. When there's players that walk in that door, we're like, oh my God, here we go.
Here we go.
There is certain players that when they come in the door, Alex says to each other, it's going to be a 12 o'clock tournament. And then when those players don't show up, we're like this. Yes. Smack. And we know who you are. And it's not who everyone thinks either.
You haven't been a pain, Melvin.
Melvin, you are not a problem. But we have certain players that play like turtles. I mean, I get it. It's a qualifier, but we also want to go home at a reasonable amount of time.
Like I said, we don't care. We don't have to get up. But for those of you who have to get up, you might as well stay up.
Right? Well, now that it's on a Sunday, maybe they'll go a little faster. Who knows?
Did everybody see Walter on TV? Did you post the video?
Where did that go?
WNEP.
Oh, it's been posted more than once.
Billiards.
Yep.
Everyone did such a good job.
Yep, we were all on TV. I shot Melvin a few times. He never shot slow. No, Melvin doesn't shoot slow, Ron. We're not talking about Melvin. Trust me. Melvin goes at like proper pace. 90% of the players go at the right pace. But we have a couple of them that think that because it's not in the team manual that there's no real penalty. Maybe what we should do is...
I can think of 10 right off the top of my head.
The slow play rule, like we have in So you know what? Why don't we just do this? We'll do the player meeting like normal, and like I say, in
Moscone Madness.
For the World Pool Qualifiers, that if you are playing slow, and we can go and put the player on the clock. The problem is there's no sudden death. Jeff, I would love to put it in the team manual. We are so mad. I asked for a shot clock in Vegas this year when the league operators got together, and they're like, well, we don't think that's a good idea. We like when our players go home at 2 in the morning. We like when we have players that take 2 minutes for every shot. It's like,
Everything you and I wanted was at the bottom of the
was
list.
at the bottom of the list.
Anyway.
Just get, if it was a Friday night and there was 15 people on the board, they wouldn't be taking a minute and a half per shot. The other thing, when we
get the soapbox.
when we put a 30-second time clock on the Mosconi Madness, people get so used to shooting fast that they don't even time each other. All right, I'm gonna jump off the soapbox right now and jump out this window. No. Okay, so for our rule reminder for the week, which is a question that I get asked constantly because it's right in the team manual, page 38. Laser devices, mechanical cues, and training practice aids may not be used in league play. Obviously. Special equipment such as bridges and cue extenders are illegal. Some specialty cues may be allowed on a limited basis. Players are expected to use equipment consistent with its intended purpose. Additional equipment guidelines and rules of application during league play are set forth below. Do you remember when I argued with the APA about using a solo cup to bridge over a ball? I literally argued with the national office.
I don't remember.
About using a solo cup to bridge over a ball because they have other items that you can use to bridge over a ball, and ultimately I had to give in because the solo cup is not designed for pool. So if it's designed for pool, you can use it. Like I have this bridge that stands about this high, and when you're shooting it, you're like this, but you can still use it to shoot over a ball. Jump cues are only allowed in Masters divisions. Break cues sometimes combine with jump cues for a jump break cue. These cues are allowed in league play for breaking. They may only be used to perform jump shots or massé shots in Masters divisions. Regular shooting cues. These cues may be used to perform jump shots, massé shots, break shots in all APA and league tournament play. You may not break down your regular shooting cue to perform a jump shot. Note 1. Using a regular shooting cue does not qualify as a break cue. Wheelchair players, juniors are limited to their height, may be allowed to use a short cue. And here's the big one that I get asked for constantly. You may change cues and or shafts during a game provided the cues and or shafts you are switching to do not violate any rules of use and you remain within the time guidelines.
And the time guideline for a regular shot, Walter, is?
20 seconds for a normal shot, 45 seconds for a hard shot, or 40 seconds. So I bet you I get asked at the tournament this weekend, are you allowed to change shafts? Mm-hmm. It's right in the damn team manual. I need to add a player and drop one. Who should I send the info to?
If it's for league, send it to Max, Sean.
No, what Sean should do is he should get his app out, go to the section that's Blue Mountain.
Nobody looks at that.
That's Blue Mountain APA, and then you'll see the first thing on the top under the news is forms, various forms, and in various forms you click on the team change page.
Is it for Jack and Jill or the tournaments this weekend? Then text me. If it's for league, do whatever he just said.
And when he texts you, what are you going to do? You're going to send him the form, right?
I don't know how to get the form.
I'll show you. If I didn't...
Have you been checking it? The changes?
Yeah, I don't do the changes, but some of you have been doing them. If I don't do that, I get hell. I'll hear all hell, and you're like, "Oh, just text me." If I say that, you're like, "Make them do this, make them do that."
Well, again, you did all these forms and didn't even consult any of us about it. You just
They
threw them up there.
They work good.
Okay.
Etiquette: don't cheer negatively against your opponent. If you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything.
Don't talk under your breath.
Well, if you're going to talk under your breath, just make sure your opponent can't hear you. We had at a Tri-Cup where somebody was, and it's a very, very sportsmanlike team, and they made a comment to each other about a player, and the other team heard, and they got all bent out of shape. I mean, you're better not saying anything. That is the general rule, but if you're like me and feel like you must say something, make sure that the other team doesn't hear it.
I thought you can edit right after week 4. You can edit rosters.
I don't think you can after week 4. Yeah. So that's our meeting agenda. Do you have anything to add there, Alex?
Nope.
I'm sorry that it's not nearly as lively a meeting as it was last week. We talked a lot about skill level review committees, and we will be addressing that after once we get through the World Pool qualifiers. But at the moment, we are tied up with our tournaments.
Okay.
I don't see anybody. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to add. If you want us to come, I sit at home all the time and I'm like, where should I go visit a team? Where should I go visit a team? If you want us to come visit you,
Fill out a form.
yeah, that's right. Fill out a form where I told you it was. Blue Mountain APA on the app under various forms. Don't be like, oh, well, they never come see us. They never come see us. Well, I saw that they were seeing some other people somewhere else. It's like, just ask.
We can't possibly see all of you in a session, or even in a year, maybe, individually.
Patrick, you threw me right off with that comment. My head is shiny from it. No, not yesterday.
I would
Guess what? Say it.
talk to your division rep first, Barb.
And what else can they do?
Fill out a form.
There's a form for that.
Oh, okay. The edit roster button is still active on the scorekeeping app. So, Sean, you can do it yourself. You probably jumped off already.
How nice would it be if we could actually use the app so we know how it worked? I really feel like an even bigger dumbass than I already am when I go out there and they're like, well, how do you do this on the Scorekeeper app? It's like, well, I don't know.
Swipe.
I don't know. I Google it.
Yeah,
Somebody calls with a question. Well, how do I do this?
I
Google
did,
it.
and no one knows where they are. Oh, Sean's still on it. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, so if you want us to visit you,
I know it's a pain in the ass to fill out the form, but it's so much easier when everything's just in one place rather than coming in on Facebook Messenger, text, email, texting 3 different numbers. You know, we're bound to not get it all, right?
Melvin, are you talking about adding players? Do I have to do anything or will be added automatically? I think when
He's talking about the tournament.
Is the info coming out about Mid-Atlantic soon? That's what that was the qualifier that I wanted to do the end of July. Thank you for reminding me of that, Ron. I was trying like heck to remember what tournament I wanted to put there. That tournament, I will put that in the schedule. It will be the last weekend in July.
Really?
Can you visit us? We are on a bot. That's funny. I want to go visit people and I want to get feedback and stuff, but I don't want to just be like, I go out to matches and nobody talks to me. I get ignored.
That's what normally happens when I go.
I mean, I could
It's
stay
like
home
awkward.
and I could work on the schedule. I could get that more information up. We can answer questions a lot faster when we're home. But people are like, well, we want you to come out and see us. It's like, well, let us know if you want to come out and see us.
How many times are you going to say that, Walter?
How about 3 more? All right. Honey, I'm trying to drill it into their head. All right, everyone. That's it.
Melvin, I'll text you tomorrow with the confirmation.
We will work on that soon. All right. Have a good day, everyone.
I'll donate to St. Jude's.
I think he's talking about, if you want to play me for the I Beat the League Operator, guess what?
Fill out a form.
There's a form for that. You know, I'm going to post all these forms on Facebook just so people can see what they are.
All right, we done?
All right, everyone. Have a great day.
See a lot of you this weekend.
What do you always say?
Be kind.
She cannot get out of here fast enough. Look at